I said that I'd make a quick video on repairing the heart via the body chart. So what I've done is, if you can see here, I've got a picture of the front of me and I've got a picture of the back of me. This stuff is to do with body confidence and to do with shame on ourselves. So first of all, what I want you to do is I want you to get a piece of paper. I want you to sit down with this piece of paper, possibly on your own because it could get a little bit upsetting, and draw the front and back of you. Then what I want you to think about is all the things that other people have said to you about your body. Right, so first one for me. They might sound funny, but they actually hurt. So I used to get called microphone head. Also, I had people who used to laugh at me and say, look at the state of your hair. And then onto my face, my eyebrows. I used to get called caterpillar eyebrows. Caterpillar eyebrows. Slugs. Then face. I used to be told that I was ugly. I used to be told that I was a black bastard. I used to be called a packy. Somebody once told me that my skin was dirty and that's why it's that colour and I needed to be painted white. Then my boobs. Now I got a lot of hatred because I had my boobs done. And I got these boobs done for me and I like my boobs. So then I got called fake tits. I was told they was disgusting. All sorts of random names. Then from there, stomach. I was told that I was fat. I was also told that I was too skinny. Then I was told that I was manly when I had abs. So there's many little things around the stomach. So also what I'm going to do here is I'm going to draw a bit of my tattoo. So the reason that I'm drawing that is because people told me in the past that my tattoos are disgusting. Also being told that they'll look, what was the word that they said now? I'll look like a thug, like a criminal. Right, that'll do for there because I don't want to spend too long doing this on here. Legs, I was told that my legs was fat. Other times I was told they was too thin. I was told that my calves was weak. So, this might sound a bit strange, but I one time dated a guy and he used to make comments on my private parts and make me feel in a way when he was angry. And he used to say that I was smelly. Used to say that I was a slag with a big hole. So slag, smelly, etc. I'm not going to go into that on this sort of video because some people haven't got the mentality to see the seriousness in such things. I didn't have any comments on my feet, which is alright. I've been told that I've got really pretty feet. So, on my back, on my bum, I was told that my bum was too big. Then other people used to tell me that my bum was small. And also told me that I wasn't in good shape, so poor shape. When doing bodybuilding, I was told that my back was weak and my shoulders was small. Right, so go through all of these things and think about all the things that people have said on your body. It will help you if you do remember the people who've said the things. So sometimes we have got something what we can't forget. Like my ex told me, see that picture there? So I'm going to draw it. That when I leaned forward, that I had tyres. Bear in mind I'm a really slim woman and that I looked fat with these tyres. So what I did was I wrote a letter to abuser. You never ever need to send these letters to anybody. A letter to abuser, what you're doing is you're bringing light to a wound. So one of the big things what I talk about bringing light is just realising it, surfacing it, knowing that it's there, acknowledging it. Sometimes things will happen where I'll remember certain things from the past and I'll say, I see you. Do you know what I mean? I've also been told before that I wasn't good enough for people, and that the way that I looked, it wasn't good enough for people. They wouldn't bring me home to the parents. Random things like that. So a letter to abuser starts as in a way like, dear, their name, I am writing to tell you that whatever they called you, these names deeply affected me in such ways. ... You follow on with your emotions and your feelings and how this made you feel, how this has carried on into your adult life. When you are finished with this, you put on the letter, I call all my power back to myself and I forgive you, signed, your name. That is how you do a letter to abuser. When I first started doing letters to abusers, I've got nearly a full book. Because there was comments of loads of people. I remember one time I was going to the supermarket and the man told me that I'd looked disgusting when I grew up because of my tattoos. So I turned around and I replied to the man and I was like, well, that's in your opinion. However, I don't live for other people and my tattoos are my art. This day and age, unfortunately, people think it's okay to blurt and have all these opinions on other people when it's none of their business. Anyway, so that is the first step. The second step is affirmations. So affirmations are we're going to use the opposite of what people have said to me, such as my affirmation for people calling me fat. I am slim, trim, or slim and trim, do you know what I mean? And then people, afro. I love my natural hair. People telling me my body is weak in certain areas. My body is toned and beautiful. Good one there. Manly. I am 100% feminine. Stuff like when you're writing an affirmation, please try not and put in there I do not, I don't. Universe don't hear those sort of things. They don't what's the word? They're not heard properly. So if you was to say something like I do not smell, what you could put in there is my natural scent is beautiful. Something like that. Do you know what I mean? Then, following all your affirmations you can practice daily. Please don't just write them and leave them because that's not going to work. You've got to do the work on yourself to overcome those things. Self-talk. Now, this is a powerful one. So what I do is, every time I look in the mirror and something comes to mind, like I'll go in the mirror and I'll look at myself and I'll start going, God, I'm fat. I start lifting my clothes up and I'm like, God, just look at that. And then I'll say to myself, whose voice is that? Who told me that I'm fat? And then I can remember it. So then what I'll do is, I'll say to myself, I don't live in the past. I'm not fat, I'm slim and I'm trim. And you have to continuously self-talk yourself into believing that you are these things, because it's only other people's perspectives that has made us this way. So you've got to reprogram the mind, change yourself from thinking out of what's related to it in the past and bring yourself into the present in order to accept. The things that you don't like, women, I'm going to be 100% honest with you here. I am all for women loving themselves. But at the same time, people who overindulge and then moan that they are overweight, that stuff needs to stop. If you want to feel good in yourself, you need to get 100% real in yourself. Overeating and moaning that you're fat, is not going to get you anywhere. So what we're going to do is we're going to work on the emotions, what are underneath it, and what's making you overeat. You've got to work on the power of saying no. You've got to work on, well, actually, this is making me feel like that, and now I've realised it's that, and that. Write about it. Nobody needs to see it. You've got to notice those certain things. Think about ecotherapy, going outside, taking little walks and stuff like that. There is no point sitting and moaning about the things we do not like about ourselves if it's something that we want to change. If it's something that came from somebody else saying things to us, we can work on the mind. If it's something to do with the body and we're not happy with that because we are overweight, there's no point bullshitting yourself. Do you know what I mean? Be honest with yourself. Are you going to live a long life for your children by being overweight? Are you going to teach them bad eating habits by being overweight? Are you going to have a good health? That sort of things by being overweight. What does it restrict you from doing? When I was bigger, I used to struggle to play sports with my children because I used to get really out of breath. Even things like going up and down the stairs. Then I used to drink too much. I used to drink a lot to where the point where my children, they wanted to do things with me, but I was feeling rough from the day before, and that is not okay. So therefore, I felt like a bad mother, and therefore many people was commenting on that sort of thing. So therefore, I worked on it. If you do struggle with these sort of things, you can reach out, and if you would like me to talk on certain topics, anything to help you, I will talk about one thing, what is really, really powerful. Gut bacteria. So we have a gut bacteria, so known as gut flora. You can get probiotics and stuff like that. If you work on changing your gut bacteria from bad to good, you will reduce your cravings and it will help you beat bad food habits. That sounds crazy, but you think about investing in yourself and buying yourself bits of supplements for stomach bacteria instead of buying takeaways, instead of buying wine, many people say they can't afford a healthy living, but what they're really saying is, I'm not willing to give up. I'm not willing to give up these things, those things. Because let's be honest here, a bag of potatoes and some veg doesn't cost the same amount as a takeaway and a bottle of wine or a packet of cigarettes. It's all about conscious choices. So I hope this video was very helpful, and anybody who has got anything to feed back to me on this video, please do so. I do want to change backgrounds, dress in my Heal Me Happy, but there you go, this is my first one and I hope it helps. I did say that I'd do it. I've now set up a new page, which is about Goddess Rise, which is about coming out of our traumas and owning our own divine feminine, which some people don't understand, but over time I will explain it to you. I used to be very insecure due to abuse, and then I shut off where I didn't feel sexy anymore, and I stopped doing modelling because it was bringing in too much predators, but now I work with boundaries, and now I 100% accept my body, and now I'm okay about sharing my modelling images, but within boundaries. So yeah, I hope that this does help, and enjoy the rest of your evening, guys. I nearly just rubbed the board out with my backside. Peace and love.